Welcome everyone to the COP29 podcast series. This is a podcast where we don't just talk about climate change, we debate, challenge, and occasionally roast the policies, innovations, and ideas that shape our planet's future. Now, let's talk about why we are here. Azerbaijan made history as the host country of COP29. That's right, last November 2024, we welcomed the world to Baku for one of the biggest climate change summits on the planet. But here, the thing COP29 may be over, but the conversation is just getting started. So, what's the plan? We have teamed up with Michigan State University and Impact Azerbaijan to bring you this exciting podcast series. No boring monologues, no endless jargons, just real, impactful discussions with top experts from US, Europe, and of course Azerbaijan. From groundbreaking climate policies to wild innovations, from corporate greenwashing to real sustainability efforts, we are unpacking it all. And trust me, we are asking the questions no one else dares to ask. So grab your chai or coffee and join us as we dive deep into the climate conversation that actually matter. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and let's keep the momentum of COP29 alive. Let's get started. I'm your host, Gulnara, in this episode. Today, we are honored to welcome our guest speaker, Fariz Ismayilzade, a member of Azerbaijani parliament and vice rector of ADA University, to our COP29 podcast series. With extensive experience in international relations, education, and public policy, Mr. Ismailzade has been a key voice in shaping Azerbaijan's development strategies and promoting sustainable initiatives. In this episode, we will explore the critical role of policy and governance in climate action, gaining insights from Mr. Ismailzadeh on how Azerbaijan is addressing climate challenges, the impact of COP29 hosted in Baku, and the future of environmental policies in the region. Join us as we dive into an engaging discussion on sustainability, climate governance, and the path forward for Azerbaijan and the global community. Faris Merlin, welcome to our studio.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the invitation. I appreciate it very much and happy to welcome all of your participants.
Can you share some insights on Azerbaijan's overall climate policy and how the government is prioritizing sustainability and climate action?
Well, Azerbaijan, as you know, has been traditionally oil and gas producing country for more than 100 years, but we are now focusing a lot on green energy. Couple years ago, government of Azerbaijan signed agreements with foreign investors to produce solar energy and wind energy, and we are working now to do that. This will be a very large project, and it will satisfy not only electricity demand of Azerbaijani people, but also we will be able to export it to European countries. So we are working with a number of countries to build a cable connection and export it to European countries. We are at the same time focusing a lot on other environmental issues such as management of water resources. Unfortunately, our rivers are drying up, so we need to focus on water management. We need to focus on Caspian Sea, which is reducing its level of the water, so we need to save the Caspian biodiversity. We need to focus on other issues such as pollution of the oil fields. We need to clean the oil fields. And finally, I would say that liberation of Karabakh lands of Azerbaijan has also opened up opportunities for green energy there, green zones there, uh, forestation projects. So these are major directions where Azerbaijani government looks in the next few years to focus on environmental issues.
As Azerbaijan was a host country for COP29, what were the key takeaways from the event? And how do they align with the country's climate strategy?
Yes, this was a huge event. Azerbaijan has hosted COP Summit, which brought together more than 75,000 delegates, 80 leaders of the governments, United Nations Secretary General visited Baku several times. So this was one of the largest events Azerbaijan has ever hosted. And frankly, logistically, Azerbaijan did a very good job organizing good facilities for all these delegates to meet and negotiate. And this summit resulted in three very positive outcomes. One, the loss and damage fund was established and agreed upon. Second, trading markets for exchanging quotas, emission quotas, was established. And finally, Azerbaijan and Azerbaijani diplomacy has managed to uh, bring together delegates from all countries and agree on $300 billion fund to help the poor countries and developing countries to do the energy transition. So this summit of COP in Baku, COP29, resulted in three very large and very good outcomes.
How does Azerbaijan plan to implement its commitment made at COP29 in areas of such a renewable energy, carbon neutrality, and climate resilience?
Well, Azerbaijan has made several commitments. One is the energy transition for itself, and we are working with Emirates company Masdar and Saudi Arabian company Aqua Power to build solar and wind energy production in Azerbaijan. So that's one commitment that Azerbaijan is already making practical steps. Second commitment is, of course, helping developing countries. Azerbaijan has been a quite generous donor of developing countries in a number of issues of education, humanitarian assistance. We have just supplied humanitarian assistance to Ukraine and Syria just in the last month. So Azerbaijan has been supporting these island countries. We have been supporting developing nations. We have been supporting uh, countries which are members of non-aligned movement. So all of these countries we are supporting, including on issues of energy transition. And finally, I would say that again we are collaborating with uh, big powers, big companies, tech firms, and innovation centers to find solutions to the water issues of the country, both drinkable water, water for irrigation, as well as water related to the Caspian Sea. So we are working with high-tech companies to find the durable solutions to water management problems of the country.
You already mentioned several areas, so I would like to go deeper. And my next question is about like what are the biggest climate challenges Azerbaijan faces, and how is the government addressing them?
We have several problems. One of the problems is that still many people do not understand the urgency of climate issues and they still waste a lot of resources. So we have electricity waste in the households, we have paper waste, we have waste of drinkable water. A lot of people don't realize that these are urgent issues. So we need to create this culture of conservation instead of developing the culture of wasteful uh, consumption. So we need to work with kids, we need to work with education, we need to work with young families to educate them on this. As I mentioned, farmers are facing a lot of shortages of water. So we are facing water issues, and Azerbaijan is a downstream country. The rivers that come to Azerbaijan, they pass through several countries and they get overly utilized. So we need to focus on that. Caspian Sea is decreasing and its biodiversity is at risk. So we need to focus on that. And deforestation is also quite a sizable problem. So we need to focus on preservation of forests and our soils. So, these are, I think, quite general problems for each country which is, working on agriculture and has transboundary water problems. But Azerbaijan uh, has financial resources nowadays to make a significant and quite successful energy transition. So that's what we are focusing on, and more in the future, focusing on green energy.
In the beginning of our conversation, you already mentioned about the Karabakh and like after the liberation of Karabakh territories. So, what problems you would like to highlight, and how Azerbaijani government going to address them?
About 20% of Azerbaijan has been under occupation by Armenia for more than 30 years. These are international recognized lands of Azerbaijan, but they were militarily occupied by Armenia, and frankly, this occupation did not bring any positive thing to these lands except looting and destruction and complete uh, pollution of the environment. We have vandalism of the forests. Many forests were cut. We have rivers that are polluted. We have mineral resources that have been depleted and exploited. So Azerbaijan is now, after liberation of these lands, doing massive reconstruction efforts there. People are moving back to their homelands, the refugees and displaced people. And of course, Azerbaijani government is spending approximately $4 or $5 billion each year for reconstruction efforts. And one important element of this reconstruction is building smart cities, smart villages, building eco-friendly zones, making sure that Karabakh is green zone, that it has zero net emissions, and it has quite extensive focus on clean energy. We have a lot of hydropower there. So Azerbaijani government is building modular energy power generators in these rivers. We have green zones, we have eco-friendly zones. Many of the new settlements are using renewable energy. So all of these areas are developed and reconstructed with the use of modern technologies, green technologies, and making sure that they are eco-friendly zones.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, what are your key recommendations for policymakers to enhance climate governance and actions?
In Azerbaijan, my key recommendation would be three. First, working extensively with international stakeholders, international organizations to upgrade our legislation to make sure that we bring best international standards on environmental issues. And in Parliament, actually, I'm a member of Parliament. We are working on that. We are upgrading our laws. We are making changes to our legislation. Second recommendation would be working with high-tech companies to utilize technological innovations, especially on such issues as water management, purification of water, desalination efforts, issues related to uh, protecting of forests, rivers. All of these kind of things require high technology, and of course, generating green energy, solar, wind energy. And my third recommendation would be working with education sector because this is very important to educate young people, young families, children, students, how to conserve the energy and how to conserve the nature.
Actually, my question is about young generation. Like, what message would you like to share with young professionals and future leaders who are passionate about sustainability and climate policy?
Well, we should tell them to be active. We should tell them to be involved, engaged. There's no time to waste. Young people are drivers of our society. They're energetic. They need to educate their peers. They need to work with their teams, friends, educate them about urgency of climate issues. And we need to make sure that all of these environmental topics are well integrated into the educational system, curriculums, textbooks, assignments, homework, so that young generation understands the importance of such issues.
Looking ahead, what are Azerbaijan's top climate priorities for the next decade?
This particular year, the next COP summit will be in Brazil. So we are working with Brazilians to make sure that some of the policy decisions passed in Baku are well implemented in Brazil discussions, and we work together with Brazilian government on integrating our agenda issues. Of course, we are also working with regional countries, with Emirates, with European countries, with several important stakeholders. For example, just recently we signed major green corridor and green energy agreement with Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So all of these regional cooperation projects are of priority, and we will expand on such projects, and we will make sure that Azerbaijan becomes hub for regional energy transition, green projects, green energy projects, and uh, let's say collaboration on environmental issues, especially on the issue of protection of Caspian Sea.
I have last questions. If you could change one thing about global climate governance, what would it be?
Oh, this problem, we have been facing during COP discussions. Many people ask this issue about the global governance and global attitude. Some countries, unfortunately, are politicizing climate issues. They are, instead of focusing on environmental issues, they look more towards political bargaining, attacking each other. They are attacking even COP host countries. So my recommendation and my wish would be that global governance focuses on uh, purely environmental issues without trying to reap political dividends from this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. We
Thank
are
you.
glad to host you at Michigan State University.
Thank you very much, and good luck to your program.